Hey guys, welcome back. It's time. We're going to take a look at Reddit. We're going to see the advice that they give, and conveniently we have this little weekly pricing slash buying slash selling slash grading and general questions post. So we're going to read through it. I'm going to sort of give my opinion on what the questions are asking. We're going to see what Reddit answers. We're going to see if they give correct advice, in my opinion. And we'll see if we can add anything here. So hopefully a little bit educational, a little bit. I always kind of like digging through here, seeing what people are asking. Oftentimes you'll have people that are very new, but so maybe even if they're not new, maybe they're new to selling, etc. So let's just get into it here. All right, so. We have Lil Boop 92 who says, I've just pulled a gold nest ball from a Scarlett / Violet pre-release pack, but can't see pricing info anywhere. I tend to sell my cards rare, sell my rare cards. I swear I can read. Should I sell now or wait till release? So, if it's something that you don't want, if it's something that you're looking to sell because you just want to buy something else, if you want to just fund more product, if you're looking to build decks, etc., the gold nest ball it's going to be a very playable. So nest ball has existed in the past, but this is like the new fancy version of it, which definitely demands a premium. So even if you didn't want it, you could probably trade it or sell it for a decent amount and get something that you do want. So I guess if you're opening pre-release packs, you probably went to a pre-release and you probably play. So I mean, yeah, there's somebody that's going to want it. They're going to want to bling out their deck. In terms of value, it looks like they didn't even get an answer, so we're gonna answer them here. Hopefully they watch the video. But typically, when a set comes out, especially when the set is not actually released, it only comes out on the 31st. So this pre-release stuff, typically, if you're ordering singles, pre-ordering singles, etc., they're going to be more expensive than when they come out. For the most part, sometimes that changes if something all of a sudden becomes playable and awesome. If all of a sudden people decide they like a certain card, sometimes if people make a stream and they can't pull a certain card, then the price of that will go up. So it's in general, no, get out of here. All right, enough of that. Yeah, in general, the cards before they come out, when they just come out, they're going to be at their highest. They'll go down in value as more people open more product. Pretty simple stuff. But I mean, if you're not familiar, if you're new, or if you don't understand that stuff, you should definitely still be able to see pricing on it. I have a video that I always just send people because they're like, hey, how do I price my cards? If you go on to any of the big, if you go to TCG Player or you go to Troll and Toad, you'll get a price on it. That price might be, again, inflated because the set's not out yet, and it might drop as soon as the set comes out. There's a very good chance the price is going to drop. So that or eBay. There are so many people on eBay. It is a very wide net of sellers and buyers. I can guarantee you there's a nest ball secret rare on eBay at this point in time. Now that we have the pre-release stuff starting up, they're out there. They're going to be expensive. If you're not in a hurry to get one, if you value money, just hold off. All right, we spent way too much time on that question about a nest ball. But next up we have, hello, I'm very new to collecting cards. How does the bulk card lots work on TCG Player? I'll see a listing that says Fusion Strike Complete, 206 cards listed for $35, or Chilling Reign Complete Full Set listed for $30. So I don't know if there are more details on these actual listings, but it looks like that is just the main like non-hollow version of the set that you're looking at. Maybe it includes the hollows or something like that, but if it's like bulk cards, it's going to be like the inexpensive stuff from the set. So whether or not that includes like your rares and your hollows, but probably not. Definitely not reverses in the fact that it's Fusion Strike 206. So yeah. If it was the full set and it included all the alt arts, etc., from Chilling Reign and or Fusion Strike, it would be much more expensive than that. If it included the reverses, it would be much more expensive. But that's just people that are, I guess, assembled the basic versions of the set. If you were opening 0 packs, and that's how you wanted to go about completing your set, I guess it's a pretty good option to get like the bulky part of the set all at once. But again, typically just make some friends. Chances are your friends have all of that stuff anyway. You could trade them, or just they'll probably just give it to you. People have bulk. All right, so it's Melon says these lots are probably excluding anything above a rare designation. Yeah, pretty much it. Non-holo cards only. For some reason, Successful Slip 7002 is selling a shiny Greninja GX BGS 10. I don't think that's the spot. Is this weekly buying, pricing, buying, selling, grading? Question. I thought it was questions only, not actually buying and selling. But again, if you're selling a shiny Greninja, we're gonna treat this as a question. If you're selling something, I'm posting it on random threads and in Discords, etc. Like, I mean, different story if it's a buy and sell kind of thing, and you want to put it in there, see if there's anybody that wants to buy it. But just posting it in random areas where you're not supposed to be posting it. Maybe they misunderstood the point of the thread. Maybe I'm misunderstanding it. But regardless, list the thing on eBay. For the love of God. Handicap says, question for anyone who's already got their hands on the new Scarlett/Violet cards. How's the card cut quality, especially reverse hollows? The cut quality of the cards in the latter half of the Sword and Shield sets have been pretty abysmal. The reverse hollows were the worst, with whitening on every corner, and the sides were cut so bad they were full of leftover shavings, and one would think pack fresh equals lightly or moderately played. So I think this is kind of like too early to tell. Even the sets listed above, the Sword and Shield ones, there's certain batches that are better than others. And that just comes down to like which machine did it come off of? Did they swap the blades recently? It was the equipment calibrated properly. So within a certain batch, even if you look at, was it Lost Origin? Shout out to the Scum Babies, TCG Evolutions, I think their name was. The ones that got the error boxes that were like the pre-release kind of version of the boxes where they messed them up. Later prints didn't have that, so even like the initial run or whatever didn't have that. So it really depends, and it can be like plus or minus. I guess it's too early to tell on a whole whether it's good or bad. There were a lot of issues with especially reverses. If you do have issues, if you open a bunch of product and like your reverses are trashed to oblivion, I encourage you to, I have a video on it as well. You can contact the Pokemon company, send them pictures, a receipt, etc. And they'll compensate you in some way. They used to send you like replacement product. You'd send in the damaged cards. They would send you replacement product, or they claim that they would send replacement cards. I know that they used to at one point in time actually send replacement cards, but I think that's been a while since they don't. They'll send replacement product, and now they kind of got away from that. After the pandemic, they kind of shifted to, I guess they're just like paying people out for the damaged scrap instead of sending them stuff, which I think is probably the better option. Is it more likely that they're going to get false claims and stuff like that? Maybe, but at the same time, I think it's in terms of like shipping stuff back and forth, it's kind of a weird thing. I mean, I get that they kind of require you to send it in so they're not just like claiming over and over again that you got this damaged crap. But I don't know. It's a very flawed process. But if you're buying a lot of cards, and I had this with Battle Styles and Chilling Reign, like the product that I opened, the reverses were so trashed, that like they were just scratched like all the way across on a lot of them. It sucks because you're trying to complete a set, maybe, especially if you want the reverses. If you don't want the reverses, then it doesn't really matter. But if you want them, then it sucks to get damaged cards. Pull something that you need, that you want, and have it come straight out of the pack with damage on it. All right, so we have a lumpy discussion at 3892 who says, I bought a BB booster box of Portuguese Diamante and Perola, Diamond and Pearl, known as Diamond and Pearl. How do I find out the value of the cards I'm pulling? I haven't opened it yet. So, best of luck to you. It's, as this person, Handicap, was saying, Portuguese cards are pretty niche, so it's kind of hard to gauge actual pricing of individual cards. Best bet would be eBay. I mean, even eBay. Diamond and Pearl was not popular. Portuguese, you have like an era that wasn't printed very much, that there aren't very many truly dedicated collectors too. And then you have it in a language that is also kind of that same situation where the amount of Portuguese collectors compared to like something English or Japanese is going to be basically nothing. So I don't know. I mean, you can kind of, you'd have to compare it to maybe the English values, but then like whatever percentage, I'm sure some people like there's people that don't care what language the card is in. So I don't know. I don't know if I would even open it. At the same time, I don't. It's weird. It's in a weird spot, and you're gonna have a hard time. You're gonna have a very hard time pricing it. I guess you can sell some of the singles, or like if you're selling the stuff off. I mean, if you don't want to sell the stuff off, then it's gonna be even harder because you can price the stuff at like a fraction of whatever the English stuff is worth. It's a very good chance it's not going to bring as much as the English cards unless for some reason there's somebody that really wants them. There could be somebody out there that's Portuguese that really wants Diamond and Pearl. I mean, it might be very hard to find that person, but there might be someone out there that'll pay 1-to-1 on them just because they want it in Portuguese. Who knows? It's kind of like error cards or anything else that's really really niche or really where pricing is very hard to come by. It's mostly just do you run into the right buyer at that point, and for something like that, you pretty much need to put it on eBay in order to find that buyer, and you probably have to leave your settings on pretty broad in terms of where you ship to. Lord Wartusk says, I totally forgot to pre-order a Pokemon Center ETB for Scarlet Violet, and now I'm seeing that they're both sold out. Do they usually restock these things, and if so, how long should it take? Melon says they'll assuredly be back in stock at some point. I wouldn't count on that. It's best like if there's any of the stuff that you really want, just especially with the Pokemon Center doesn't charge you until they actually ship it on release. So that's one of those things where like when it came up and it was very available for quite a bit of time, from what I remember, maybe even a week or something at least. I usually just place an order for those right away, and then it's done. You don't have to think about it. With orders where if it's a store where you have to pay in advance, like maybe you want to keep an eye on it once they're getting low, unless it's like a really good deal and you don't mind tying that money up for an extended period of time and you trust the game store, then maybe go that route. But even stuff like that, even if you're looking to order, shameless plug for PSA Pikachu here, he does charge at the time, but you're assured that you actually have the booster box allocated. He doesn't put the pre-orders up until he has his actual numbers and knows that he's getting that much product. So, I mean, you don't have to place the order right away as soon as his pre-orders go up. But if you don't, you have to keep an eye on the fact that, like, they're probably going to sell out. They, I think, almost always have. So, as it gets closer, a couple weeks, I think they sold out last week. So, something like that. It's I don't know. How much attention do you want to pay to it? But again, also don't super pre-order something from somewhere sketchy that you've never purchased from. And it should be all right. But again, if you want a booster box with these new sets, with the way that the Pokemon Company has been going, buy the booster box when it comes out. You can wait around. Maybe it goes down $10 if they like print too much of it. Maybe it's the same price on the second wave. Maybe the second wave happens. Maybe the second wave is tiny. Maybe with recently, I don't know why, but the Pokemon Company seems to be printing like booster boxes on the initial wave, and then everything for those same packs. They're still available if you wanted to open more later on. But they've been putting stuff more in like multi-pack products and blisters and that kind of stuff, ETBs, whatever, instead of actually reprinting the booster boxes as much as they used to. So if you're a booster box collector, if you want one for the seal collection or however many for the seal collection, do it early, especially the Pokemon Center ETBs. Will they restock? Probably, but there's no harm in, if you know you want one or you know you want a case of them, whatever they allow you to purchase, then it's best to just get it over with, because at that point, there's no risk, because you're not paying for it until it's coming out. I mean, still, you have to know that you're going to want it. And not to like decide later on after it's not available anymore. So it's a little bit of decision making, but clear. It sounds like it's something that they really wanted. But you do have to pay attention, because if you're not fine tuned or like in a Pokemon community, like the Rattle Pokemon Discord, which you should be part of. Anytime anything's going on, you pretty much hear about what it is, if pre-orders go up, etc. So if you wanted your Pokemon Center ETB, for the most part, the stuff on the Pokemon Center is a little bit too expensive. But if you want that exclusive ETB, then that's the place to. Yeah, it's kind of the only place to get it, other than after people flip them. Super Strange 420 says, hello, my friend is in town and we're getting together tonight to hang out and want to open up some cards. We got back into the hobby recently, haven't played since we were kids, and we are older now and have been having a blast. Want to have our first big pull night and are torn between buying an ETB at a local store or shop for around 40 to 55, or just hopping around and buying a mix of blisters and singles, spending around the same, which would be around the same amount of packs, if not maybe more, but missing out on some sleeves and stuff. Was wondering if there's anything else we miss out on doing that. Are odds better one way or another? Just looking for some general tips and recommendations, such as getting an ETB versus 10 completely random packs, and what sets we should be looking for if we commit to an ETB and only get one pull from one. Edit, we don't really play, just going for any high value chases and cool art. So yeah, if it's opening is fun. It sounds like you have some time to spare. So the best thing you can possibly have in this hobby is planning. It's weird to say, but just running around town, not only are you wasting your time and gas, even if you want to buy it from a small store, which is preferable than going to like a Walmart and stuff like that. Typically, almost always, it's going to be less expensive to, there's exceptions obviously, but it's gonna be less expensive to shop around to get it from a small game store, if it's online, if it's locally, whatever. Depending, it really depends on your situation. But pre-planning, getting the most packs for your buck, is always going to involve pre-planning. So you can go online, you can find some cool products. Again, if you're in the States, order from PSA Pikachu, see what they have on there. A lot of the stuff is, you pretty much have to pre-order it or it's going to be sold out, just because the pricing is that good. But yeah, there's a convenience fee almost always. If you're going into a shop, if you're going into a Walmart, whatever, the convenience fee of just like picking it up off the shelf. It still blows my mind that to this day people are filling shopping carts with stuff at Walmart when the same items are available online for less money. Not only the people that are upset at the people filling the cart, but why are the people filling the cart instead of just buying it online for less money and not having to go there and dry hump the MJ Holdings employee. It blows my mind. So that's a couple things. Getting into the hobby, you need to pre-plan product purchases. Especially in this day and age, you can save a lot of money that way. And that's the thing, even if you're opening a little bit, making your dollar go a little bit farther by, spending less, knowing where to buy the stuff, buying the stuff in advance, that kind of thing. So Melon says, odds are not better between blisters, ETBs, booster boxes, etc. Thank you. For the love of God, thank you. They're all the same. The pull rates are the same. And if you're opening just a small sample size, if it's like an ETB or two or whatever, then it's not you're not going to get a realistic sample size of any set whatsoever. Any tips / advice for pre-release tomorrow? Cool. So with the pre-release stuff, typically some of the TCG channels, whether it's like Andrew Mahone, Turkey Jim, etc., sometimes they'll have like pre-release videos or tournaments and stuff like that. And they'll talk about what's like good or not good in terms of, part of it comes down to luck because you don't know what kit you're going to get. But yeah, I don't know. Go to your local pre-release, watch some like pre-release videos on YouTube, with people building decks and kind of get a feel for what they do when they get certain stuff within their pre-release kit. and just, I guess, have a general idea of the mechanics. Usually the promo that is part of your kit, the pre-release promo, is going to be like sort of a powerful what you're going to base your deck around, but it kind of depends as well. If you get anything from your packs, if you get an EX, I guess at this point, then maybe you want to build a deck around that. It might be a little bit harder to do the EXs unless it's a basic or something, because you need to evolve into it. So it's fun, it's complex, but for sure. Broadly asking for like tips on here, probably not going to help you, but there are lots of resources online for seeing what people are building and what they think is strong. All right, we have Aaron Rowe. Is there a list or something, or trusted sellers / places to do? People just try their luck and hope it's legit for like booster boxes. What? Pokemon TCG Deals has approved sellers, plus they have a Discord with a list of reliable sites and ban sites. Just stick with the, you don't need to get into the sketchy websites. It's not a good idea. All right, I didn't know how long this thread was actually going to be, but we're getting there. We're getting to the bottom. All right, we have Japanese Ballsack. Very interesting username. Hello, I have a collection of full art GXs that I'm looking to sell, but not 100% sure what they are all worth. Where is a good place to post pictures and ask? So if you're in the US, you just go on TCG Player or go on Troll and Toad, type in what the Pokemon's name is. If it's a Pikachu GX, for example, and he's number 69 out of 420, type in Pikachu GX 69/420. And it'll give you the listing. It'll give you a pretty good idea of what it's worth. So full art GXs, there's not a whole lot of them that are worth very much money. This, I don't know. A lot of this comes down to like sometimes people are just too lazy to look up the prices themselves, but other times people just need to be pointed in the right direction of where to look up the prices. Either search on eBay, sort by lowest price plus shipping. Depending on your location. If you're in a certain location, it might be worth more money because it's harder to come by. In the US, typically, everything's a little bit cheaper. Shipping is cheaper, and there's more available. So, Anna Bears 89 says, I'm trying to sell my son's extra cards. I'm wondering how much I should sell them locally for. Each pack has 70 cards, 1 holographic, 62 Pokemon, and 7 trainers. What would be a good price to sell them for? Depends on how old the cards are and who you're trying to sell to. Assuming these are modern cards, you might be able to get around $2 to $5. Yeah, maybe. I mean, that's like garage sale kind of stuff. You're definitely not selling 70 bulk cards online with 1 holo. It's just not happening. It's maybe a couple bucks locally. And so not garlic bread. I like that name. Depends on how old the cards are and who you're trying to sell to. Assume these are modern cards. You might be able to get around $2 to $5. Anna Bears 89 says they are newly pulled Crown Zenith and Shining Fates mix. So, yeah, that's a whole lot of bulk right there. Not a whole lot. You're not, especially when people are getting a randomized 62 non-holos, 1 holo. You got nothing. You got nothing there. But at the same time, if you can sell them locally for a couple bucks, maybe he can put that back in or into cards that he wants, etc. We have okay, thanks, bye, who says this seems like a good deal, but are these real or fake? 32 GX cards for €35. Facebook Marketplace. Do I want to open this? All right, let's open it. Let's not open it. Let's open it in new incog window. Here we go. All right. Let's take a look here. Typically, when you have large lots of GXs, etc., you're going to get some fake boys. But at the same time, sometimes they're not. These are looking fake just at first glance. Just based on the shine. It's kind of hard to... Hold on. If we open image in new window, Yeah, these are looking fake. I can't see any sign of texture, but the picture is so bad that it's kind of hard to tell. You need better pictures, but I'm gonna say that these are probably fake boys. Although I don't know if I've ever seen that assortment in a fake lot. Open image and new tab. If we had a clearer picture, Gogleo, they're English. They're looking fake. I don't see any sign of texture on the full arts. So for anyone that isn't aware, these GXs here, the full art ones with the solid color background, unless these are just really bad pictures, these should have texture on them. And then also this like rainbow line that is shining through all these cards is a bad sign. So probably fake cards. Usually it's a little bit more flashy on the fake stuff, and usually not this assortment of Pokemon cards. But regardless, just no, it's fake. If you want to buy the real thing, and for anyone that is wondering, like, how do you know if these are fake or not? It's pretty hard to tell from this picture. Maybe that's on purpose, but yeah, look for textures and stuff like that on the more rare cards, so the full arts, etc. And compare them to the real thing. You say, how do you find the real thing? Go to Google, search whatever. If it's a Tapu Koko GX, type it into Google, find an actual picture of it. It'll have a nice texture on the background. But that's about it. Thanks for tuning in, guys. This was an interesting little thread. And I don't know. For some reason, it always piques my curiosity. When people are posting this kind of thing, when they have questions, when people are new, oftentimes it's just like a, hey, how do I price my cards, or what is this worth kind of thing, because either they don't want to do the research and they just want to dump some cards. They're hoping that they have some sort of fortune or valuable stuff. Usually they don't, but yeah, it's good that there are people out there that are responding to them, helping them out as best they can. And remember, everyone has to start somewhere. And the more time you spend with it, even if it's casual time, the more you're going to learn, the more you're going to turn into a Pokemon nerd. Congratulations. And then once you're a Pokemon nerd or want to be one, you join the Rattle Pokemon Discord, link down below, and I'll see you there. Bye, guys. Have a good weekend.